I want to talk about your Love Island
You
journey.
want to talk about my Love Island journey? Let's do it.
Yeah, I want to get into some
Just kidding.
things.
Let's do it.
It was very tumultuous.
Okay.
Listen, I know you and Akash are not friends. If you want to speak about it, don't have to if you don't want to. Don't have to. If you don't. I support Kasha a lot on the show.
Of course.
Did that bother you?
That you and ew, I feel like I'm gonna get like a little tearful, but no, I'm not gonna cry because, anyways, I've cried a lot. It's hard to get out of depression. It's so annoying talking about this.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Murad Murali podcast. We are back interviewing Islanders and we have Trina, baby, in the building.
Hello, baby's here. Hello,
How are
guys.
you?
I am good. I'm great. A little sick, but I'm good. Surviving,
good.
not thriving. Thank you. I appreciate it.
What are you wearing today?
I am wearing Out of His League. This is Mackenzie's franchise. Oh, look at my hair. But like, yeah, it just makes perfect sense to wear this in an interview when you're on Love Island. And, you know, it makes me feel good.
The boots are everything.
And these boots, yes, this is from Akira. But they're so
Not us both doing boots today.
I know, right? Look at us
Screaming.
twinsies.
You
Black
on
and white.
I know, right?
I love it.
How's your week been?
My week has been good. Yeah, I've just been, I just came back from New York. I've kind of been like out of the mix with social media, just trying to be
Right.
present in the moment, be more like close to my family because they're always like, Trina, you're always out, you're always doing these things. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to take some time off the internet. And in order for me to like post, I need to feel good. And I just wanted some balance, you know, and I wanted to stay grounded. So I was just spending time with my family. And now I'm back on this interview with you.
What's your background?
I am Kenyan.
Nice.
Yes, both of my parents are Kenyan. And it's funny because they actually met in Los Angeles at what do you call it? Like a kickback. And
What's a kickback?
like, you know, it's not like a party, but it's like a group hangout.
Okay.
And they met in LA. People thought like they came to the States, like, you know, already married, but no, they met here. And I'm like, oh, you guys had a kickback. That's why I'm like a party animal sometimes.
So I'm actually East African as well.
You're East African? Where from in East Africa?
Guess where?
Ethiopia?
Yes.
Oh, period. Look at me.
Damn.
You're my sister country. You're right above us.
Damn.
Yeah.
My grandmother from my dad's side is Ethiopian.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then like my dad's family is from Yemen, so I guess it connects in some kind of like
Okay.
way.
Oh, I love that.
Damn, you got that right straight away.
Yes.
I feel like you're not the only. Are you the only Kenyan Islander? I feel like
Justine's
Justine
Kenyan
is-
as well.
right.
And it's so funny because even Zita, like, she's not Kenyan, but she stayed there for like a year for acting. She was like on a show or like a movie or something. It's so wild to me how we're all connected. Yeah.
right.
Uh-huh.
I want to talk about your Love Island.
You
journey.
want to talk about my Love Island journey? Let's do it.
Yeah, I want to get into some
Just kidding.
things.
Let's do it.
It was very tumultuous.
Okay.
It was up and down,
Yeah.
like with you and Jeremy at 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And then the triangle with Cache and Cinco
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
And it was a lot. Like looking back at it and your journey, did you like how you were perceived?
Yeah, so I did watch the show back probably like 2-3 months after I was eliminated from the show.
You were there for a while.
Yeah, I was, me and Andre were the last couple that were eliminated before the finale. I even had my finale dress. It's still in my closet till this day. It's like a cute sequins cheetah dress. But I think watching it back, it kind of just gave me the realization that reality TV is not reality.
Interesting.
We all play these like characters that they already have in mind, but we're playing with our own name, or we're playing a role with our own name. Does that make sense? Looking back now, I think it was just more of like a self-growth experience, and it taught me how to communicate with people that I am interested in. And it was phenomenal because I still have really close friendships with a lot of people from the island. So it was bittersweet at first, realizing like how people are outside of the villa, but at the end of the day, like everyone was just, I don't know, part of my life and who I am today. So I appreciate and I'm very like, I have so much gratitude for the fact that I was even like, you know, part of that role.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, I think that, you know, that triangle with you, Cinco and Cache,
Yeah.
for me in reviewing it, I was like, okay, cool, this is going to be like a really good season because it was entertaining to watch.
Yes.
And I feel like off the cusp of season 2, which was, in my opinion, really good.
Yes.
But I feel like only because maybe Justine, in my opinion, there wasn't that much going on else. I think Mackenzie was great.
Yeah, me too.
Like every time she would walk away, that shit was hilarious to me.
Where are you going? Mackenzie! Mackenzie! Where are you going? Mackenzie! Mackenzie!
Listen, I know you and Akash are not friends. If you want to speak about it, don't have to. You don't want to. Don't have to. You don't want to. But I don't know what happened, like off the cusp. But like, what if you want to give in layman terms, like what did take place post or during or whatever the show?
Well, during the show, obviously, there was a lot of miscommunication.
Okay.
There was a lot of things that weren't shown to the public, that everyone in the villa knew what happened behind closed doors. And taking that outside of the villa, I think there was just a lot of things that weren't aligning to our friendship. And I still have respect for Cache, and like, our fallout was so long ago, and like, as long as she's thriving and like being the best version of herself and she's happy, that's all that matters to me at the end of the day. Because I think we were still trying to figure out who we are when everyone's watching our every move. But now that we have our own like niches and like we have our own different shows that we've been on, it's different. So I feel like, I mean, I've seen her in public before at events and stuff, but it's just like very civil. But there's no like cat fights and stuff like that happens. But as long as she's doing good, that's fine, and I'm doing good as well. Like, I wish her the best. That's all I have to say.
I love that answer.
Thank you.
I feel like it's good that, you know, when you're in the thick of it, it can feel like a lot, and things can get ugly on socials and ever. But like at the end of the day, like, you just want to be civil with somebody when you see them and wish them the best.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. No hatred or anything like of that sort. But for me, with the show, what like honestly pissed off like Cache and I, like fresh out of the villa, was more of like pinning two Black women against each other. And I think the public community did get into our heads at one point of time. We tried to be above it, and then there was other sorts of encounterments. It was just a lot of he said, she said, but we just decided, like, you know, it's best to support each other from afar. So
I feel like you have this wall up.
I do have a wall up. I'm always reserved, always just watching, analyzing.
Why?
I think it's just like my defense mechanism to where I want to protect myself. And I feel like I have to just observe others to see if like I can be in the same alignment with them when it comes to like emotional intelligence. And those are people that I can actually like really like confine in and like really have like a true discussion with. Which camera am I looking at? I'm like, oh my God, I'm so nervous, guys.
Just me. I know you're so anxious.
I know, I am so anxious.
You're very anxious about this.
I am anxious, yeah.
It's a lot. Mentally, like this whole journey post coming out and conflicts that happen and you try to resolve them and dealing with it publicly and not knowing how to navigate, because you said that as well.
Yeah.
And for both parties, like how has that been for you? Like, have you gone through things that maybe we don't know about on a private level?
So you want like a deeper level of like what I've been through. So I already told you about my upbringing, right? And that was something that I had to like deal with in silence, and only like my family knew. And ew, I feel like I'm gonna get like a little tearful, but no, I'm not gonna cry, because anyways, I've cried a lot. And during my Love Island experience, after everything, and like just so many opinions just cycling around my life, my everyday life, how was like so impactful, and in such a negative way, a negative connotation, because I could not handle opinions where people don't know like where my heart is and where I stand. So now I'm just like, this is word vomit. I don't ask me again.
It is word vomit.
It is word vomit.
I feel like
I'm so good.
I feel
with word
like
vomit.
right, but I feel like you also put a wall up, but you're also concerned about what other people think. And that's why the wall is up there. And it's hard to engage because your mind is in different places at the same time.
So do you feel like it's hard for you to engage with me because
Yes.
you feel like I know what to say, when to say it?
Yes. I feel like you know what to say when you want to say it.
My psych nurse. I'm just
And I feel like because of the wall that you have up, I feel like even with this interview, sometimes I can't disconnect because I can't get through that wall. I feel like you have something there. And it's a defense mechanism. It's how people may see you. And it, you know, prevents people from seeing parts of you that they would relate to. Because it must have been a tough journey to just come out and deal with the stuff like mentally, or if you were depressed, or just crying to yourself and stuff like that. Like to navigate that and then come out of it and like, everything's okay is a strength.
It is a huge strength.
It's a
but
huge
it's also
strength.
like I was trying to fake it till I made it.
Right.
I never made it at the end of the day. I think I'm just more.
What do you mean you never made it?
Because you know how you say like fake it till you make it? There was no like destination for me. It was more of just like continue this like facade and like this persona in order to gradually go through it like behind closed doors. But I think for me after Love Island, I'm a very sensitive person. I'm an Aries. Yeah, I'm a fire sign. I can be like out there. I'm outgoing. I'm spicy and stuff. But I take a lot of people's opinions to heart.
Right.
And even I think I used to care more about strangers' opinions versus like my family or like my loved ones because they know me for who I am. So like their judgment of my character is valid compared to other people where they're seeing me from like an outside perspective, really like detrimented my mental health. Yeah, I was depressed after Love Island. I'm not gonna lie. I lost so much weight. Everyone's like commenting on my photos, like, "Oh, Trina, like you lost so much weight. Why aren't you eating?" Blah blah blah.
Wow.
Yes, or like it's so crazy because they will even talk about like my skin complexion and like I tan all the time and I did All-Star Shore in Spain. I went to the hospital 3 times for skin like sunburns, but I didn't know I even had that until I went to Spain. But they'd be like, "Oh, Trina's trying to be someone that she's not because she is putting lighter foundation on her skin." I can literally wipe my face off and it's the same. But on Love Island, even if like me and other Black women were ordering foundation, it's never our right complexion because you can't tell from like a screen of like the producer's cell phones of what we're ordering compared to like what we get on hand. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of insecurities that I had to face. And things that I couldn't escape from. But I guess it just made me a stronger person today.
Do you feel like you're a stronger person today?
Do I feel like I'm a stronger person today? Yes. Do I feel like I'm the strongest and I still don't care about other people's opinions? No.
That is interesting.
Yes. And I think that's fair. You know?
Absolutely.
Because I even like so many other celebrities, like Beyonce, she's on her Renaissance tour. She had an injury with her foot the other day. I'm not comparing myself to Beyonce, guys, before like you get on my case. But she wasn't performing as much as like people are used to or accustomed to where they're like, "Oh, what's going on?" But then like there was a lot of backlash with that. Am I making sense? No. Word vomit again.
Yep, you're deflecting.
I'm deflecting. Yeah.
I feel like you're deflecting.
I am deflecting. Cut this off.
And you're speaking about, no, let's keep this in.
No. Oh, I look good. Hey. Okay. I'm getting nervous. Oh my God.
Yeah,
okay.
I feel like you're...
This is a therapy session.
Maybe. Have you been in therapy since you've come out?
Yes, I was what am I saying? Yes, I was in therapy after Love Island because it was highly recommended. And if we ignore it, they continue to call. Probably.
Coming out of the show and like, as you said, you're getting emotional, you would get depressed. How did you get out of that?
It's hard to get out of depression. It's so annoying talking about this.
No, I think you're very strong.
I think I'm a very strong individual as well.
I think you're extremely strong to get out of depression.
You didn't even like me when you were talking about my season we're at.
In any capacity, no.
No, because I seemed like such a, I don't know.
I don't think
like
a lot of people,
bitch.
a lot of people didn't like you. I didn't, as you said, as I asked.
Yeah, and like right now, I really don't care who likes me, who doesn't like me.
Right.
I think that people see my heart. It's just a reflection of who you are as who's viewing like the screen. So I don't take it.
But to come out of that depression, is not easy.
God, I hate the word depression because sometimes
I've had it, and people think depression is different to clinical depression. I've had that, and it's very serious. And the minute you wake up, everything just like comes onto you, and you feel like full force, and you're like, I'm drowning again.
Yeah.
How do I get out of this?
Yeah.
And
The thing is, there's no right steps to get out of any kind of sort of depression that you're facing. I'm sorry to cut you off, but continue.
No, continue.
For me, it's like I wouldn't even describe it as depression, because when I think of depression, I think of someone that's a danger to themselves or a danger to others, like DTS, DTO, and someone that is like held against their will, that they have to take medication in order to like feel alive again. But for me, it's like I always tell like my family, I'm in a funk. I feel like I am in a wave that progressively comes once in a blue moon, and I just need to like escape this environment. And it has nothing to do, sometimes it really doesn't have anything to do with the public. It doesn't have anything to do with Love Island, but I think me being on Love Island and like other shows, it amplified my emotions a lot. And it's harder for me to escape because now I feel obligated to post on social media. Before that, it was more of like a passion of mine. Like, oh yes, I'm at the beach. Let me take a cute selfie in like my bikini. Oh yeah, like I'm having dinner with my friends. Let me take a cute meal picture and stuff. But now it's like you have to do hashtags. You have to do all these things. And when I'm not in the right state of mind, I have to literally execute myself, and not execute, but like I have to literally escape and not post. And honestly, right now, as we're speaking, that's how I've been.
But I really wanted to get to that wave that you went through and how deep it was, because I don't think anybody knows, even I don't know, and the tenacity and strength to overcome a perception of you that you know is not you, that people believe is you, is very difficult. Because you just wake up and like, I'm going to have to go through this again. How do people change this opinion of me? They think of this of me. They think I'm evil. They think I'm a bad person. They think I don't have a heart. I'm not a good person. I speak to my mother about it, or, my friends about it, or, Zita about me because you're close with her as well. And, you're just like a sister to you, and they try to guide you.
And Justine, yeah.
And Justine as well, like great sisters of yours, but you still don't know like how to navigate. And then that, you speak to your friends and your parents, your mother, and they help you, but that depression is still there behind those doors.
Yeah.
Or that sadness. Whatever it may be at this point, or, as it comes in waves. So I commend you for overcoming that depression.
Thank you.
Because it is not easy to go through in any capacity. I know that. And I feel like you're very strong, and people don't see that side of you, that vulnerable side of you. And I feel like sometimes you...
Are you kidding me? I cried every day on Love Island. That was vulnerability, if you tell me.
Right. But I mean like about stuff like
the
this.
Hardships, yeah.
Yeah, post Love Island. People just think that it's just off the cusp.
Right.
Or like you don't know that there's hardships that you're going through that people just don't know.
Yeah.
That you haven't spoken about. So I commend you, babes. I feel like it's a lot and you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You mentioned how you have this relationship with people in the island, and when you're there, and then when you come out, it's different. When you come out, they might give you some slick shade of the events, or they might not see you or talk to you differently. Like, how did that make you feel, and how did you navigate that?
Well, I think it takes like a sixth sense, because some people didn't see what I was seeing. It takes a while for people to like realize this, but I have have a background in mental health, and so do you. So
right.
It's kind of easy to like just judge like body language and like how people change in their like characteristics and their personalities. And for me, I just had my guard up, so I didn't speak as much. I would just observe. I would sit back and observe. But it did take a toll on me, because then I started to question like other people and stuff, or like there was, like I said, there was a lot of he said, she said, because we're all in the same caliber when it comes to being so exposed to the public eye. We don't know how to navigate it, and we notice that everyone's navigating things so differently. And at the end of the day, it was just more of like who's doing it the right way and who's not. And I was one of the people that did it the wrong way, and I'll take accountability for that, like talking to fans on like Twitter and stuff, or just like trying to like advocate for myself, because I felt like no one had my back. But I've learned from other Islanders from past seasons, like the less you say, the better, because now it's all assumptions, so less is more. And
why do you feel like nobody had your back? What do you mean?
It's not that no one had my back. I think people had my back privately, but it was hard for people to do that publicly when like a lot of people are like against you already. It's hard to change a fixated opinion about someone.
Right.
And that's my thing. They already had this judgment of me, and now they can use a mistake of mine as leverage in order to back up that fixed opinion.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right. That's why I love doing these interviews, because my main objective is I really want to humanize people
Yes.
and make them be seen in a different perspective that
Right.
people might not even expect.
Right.
So I get that fixated opinion that people have, because it's easier
Mhm.
to have that than actually like open up a map to find out, let's really look at the facts.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So I think for me, everything just happens within time. And people saw my heart, and the people that I'm close with today, I'm just so grateful to still have in my life
Yeah, and I think it's
from
good.
the same experiences.
And I think it's good to take responsibility if you feel like you need to.
Yes.
But what I don't like is when people like to push that on you at a time when you don't feel like you need to be.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone's level of responsibility is a journey for them to experience.
Right.
So it's just not realistic for
Yeah.
you to be pushing on people. So I think that's very interesting as well.
Mm-hmm.
All Stars. Have you heard of All Stars going on?
What's All Stars?
Love Island All Stars?
Mm-hmm.
Have they contacted you?
Mm-hmm. I plead the fifth.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's awesome because like there's not much pressure on finding love in a villa. It's more of like a challenging. Okay, the challenging part of it, because a lot of my homegirls like from the show know that I don't work out as much, but like I'm Kenyan, so it's in my blood. I can run. I have
Right.
a good cardio. Like if I just train for like a month, I'm solid. So I think it's such a good new show idea that they have. You don't have to go there to find love, but it would be great to find love. But it's also like a competition show where you like whoever wins, like even if it's just like chemistry that you have with your partner, even though like no love interest is involved, you can still get a prize for it.
Right.
So I think that's dope. I love the whole concept behind it.
I think it's cute because it's got the American Islanders, the British,
All of
and the
them.
Australian all mixed together.
Yeah.
You've also done other reality TV shows.
Yes, I have.
So you did the one on Paramount.
Yes, I did.
And how did you enjoy that?
Yeah, so I did All Star Shore season 1. I thought Love Island was hard. This show was 3 weeks, but I was with people that have done TV for over 10 years.
Right.
Like people from Jersey Shore, like Geordie Shore, and there's like Acapulco, and then there's obviously Love Island, like Johnny from season 2. So there's so many people that do reality TV for a living compared to doing it once a year. And they have taught me so much about reality TV because Love Island, you're in a villa and the cameras are hidden. So like no one's really like, the only thing you see is like confessionals. It's a small camera, right? But these people are following you around the entire time and it's just so strange. But you notice when the camera's down, they act completely different. Like they just drop the character. And they taught me so much and they were so knowledgeable about reality TV. Like, look, people want good TV. So I'm going to give good TV, but I'm just letting you know beforehand, this is how I'm going to react. This is how I want you to act. Or this is how like I think you might portray what I'm saying as, but just go with the flow kind of thing. So I went in there. Johnny was my teammate. And we're still like really close friends right now. But yeah, I got in a lot of arguments with people. But once the cameras are down, it's just like we know what we're doing,
Right.
Yes, but I appreciate them so much because they're like my not idols, but like they're my mentors when it comes to reality TV. And I'm grateful for knowing them. Angelina's like my bigger sister. I talk to her every other day, and she's engaged.
Congratulations,
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
No, I think.
Where's my ring? I'm just kidding.
No, where's my ring, child? I was coming.
I'm just kidding. It's not coming. It's okay. So they were like, you guys are just too kumbaya. Like, let's stir it up a little bit. Next thing you know, everyone's arguing. And I'm like, this is how reality TV really works.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Did you feel like that was the case on Love Island?
No, absolutely not. I think we were all just so fresh. We didn't know how it works with like production. And I think reality TV with Love Island was just so raw. So raw.
Interesting question.
Ask away.
I support Cache a lot on the show.
Of course.
Did that bother you?
That you
Was like,
her?
oh, you know how I always have like a favorite, and she ended up
Yes.
being that favorite.
Yeah, I've seen your videos before on YouTube. My family will send it to me sometimes. And I'm just like, it is like, I'm not surprised because I watched the show back. I would support Cache as well. Like, she's very loved and like she's herself and like she just knows that like beauty comes within and then it's just gonna like prosper on the outside. Doesn't matter like how you look and stuff.
Right.
But me and her had like a whole like it had nothing to do with like just like Love Island. It's just like a lot of things that
Right.
happen. But yeah, I saw your videos and I'm like, can he just love me for me? But like what you've seen wasn't really me, so it's okay.
You said you like to observe or
Very.
whatever exactly. And do you feel like you're reserved?
I'm very reserved depending on my environment. I adapt to my environment.
So my
a lot.
question is, why are you reserved?
Why am I reserved? Because I want to like. This sounds so bad because like I'm in the mental health field and like it's just like within my nature to just like know who I'm surrounded by and how I should like act. Like, should I be more of a listener? Or should I be more of an advocate? Or should I be more of the someone that like takes the role? But I can do every responsibility needed in any case scenario. And for me, I felt like, especially like Love Island, like a lot of people were like wanting, like they want good TV, so they want like more screen time. So like they're more like out there. For me, it looks like I'm just like sit back looking like a bitch, just like, but I'm just like literally observing people. What was your question again? Like, why do I observe people?
Like the reserved personality, where does it come from?
Where does it come from?
Yeah.
My professionalism with nursing. Yeah. I think that's where it all started from. But even before that, I just like to know people for who they are.
Right.
And the only way that you can do that is to like
Observe. Yeah.
And not in a manipulative way because you're smirking at me.
No, I think it's very interesting.
Okay.
I don't even think it's I find it I'm intrigued by it.
Okay.
Not I just think that where do people's behaviors, I mean, we both have a similar background. So
Right.
I'm just like, why do people, some people tend to be more outwards, some are more inwards. And I'm just like, does it come from trauma? Does it come from your childhood environment? And that you just adopt these characteristics. And I just think it's just interesting. Or your work environment, as you said.
Yeah.
So I just find that very interesting.
Yeah, work environment, and also like you're talking about upbringing. Like I came from a very like predominantly white school, like Bakersfield, the Valley. Like I think it was like 3 to 4 of us that were like Black people that were graduating with my class, and it was probably 600 within my graduation class of 2014. But yeah, like I said, it's just like the way I would adapt. Like if I go to like a little like party that's a little hood, like I can like be out there. I can like twerk if I wanted to. If I'm going to somewhere that's like more sophisticated,
Right.
I just know how to be elegant and more like
Code switching.
Yeah, code switching.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
And
the word.
it sucks to say that it's in my nature, but that's just what I'm accustomed to.
No, I'm the same. Completely
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
I code switch
All the
left, right.
time,
Yeah,
yeah.
all the time.
It's crazy because I never heard of code switching until that show on Netflix. What's it called? That cartoon show.
Cartoon show.
It's like a cartoon. Never mind. The people will probably know. It's on Netflix, but it's
Okay.
kind of like talking about your adolescence time and like your hormones. I forgot what it's called, but
Big Mouth.
yes, Big Mouth. They talk about code switching.
Oh, really?
And that's where I learned that definition. And I'm like, wait, they're describing something that I'm so like familiar to. And I called like my homegirl from my hometown, and like we've been best friends since kindergarten. And she's mixed, she's Black and Mexican, but she was adopted by a white family. So then we were talking
Damn.
about it, and she's like, code switching. That's what we were doing our entire childhood.
But damn, it is interesting when I stand one islander or like one islander. I may not like the others. That you may be watching it thinking, I ain't feeling this guy. Like, why isn't he giving me love? Like,
Right.
why isn't he? Do you know what I'm saying? It's so
Yeah.
interesting. But I think just the way you came off here and there at times, it was interesting. I
Yeah.
just felt like at times you were like emotional with it. Everyone's different though.
Yeah.
And again, I'm probably seeing things that are not in full mode. Everybody has a story
They have a story.
line to play once they come on the show. You don't even know what that is.
I know.
You just
exactly.
put it in a box
Yeah.
and that's you.
And honestly, I kind of just like knew from the start like how it was going to be portrayed.
Really? Why is that?
Yes, only because like my audition is just like I'm that bitch, been that bitch, will forever be that bitch kind of personality.
Right.
And then I get to the island, I'm just like, no one wants me. It was
Right.
just so strange. But I think it's like reverse psychology in a sense. Like you're so used to this in the outside world. This is your storyline inside the villa, even and like nothing is scripted, but things are manipulated in a sense. But it just helped me. I think the reverse psychology and all of this was just like more self-love instead of like giving myself to someone that I know would want me if I wanted to get them, you know. It was
Right.
more of a deeper dive.
I mean, like, it's very intense.
It is intense. Oh my God. I woke up like probably every other day and I would like go get my medication and like my vitamins and stuff and be like, I want to leave. Like today's my day. I'm going to pack my stuff. They're like, no, do you want to see your therapist? I'm like, no. But then I end up staying because
Right.
the day ends up being good. But gradually over time, I felt more comfortable.
Who are you close with from the show?
I am close with Olivia.
Nice.
I am close with Ellie.
Nice.
I am close with Kira.
Nice.
I'm close with Justine.
Cute.
Kira season 1. Mackenzie's sweetheart. And then I just started getting like close, like Coachella time. I met Deb, obviously. But Zita's like my older sister right now. Like I'm really close with her on like a spiritual level.
That's so cute.
It's crazy because I didn't think that we would reach that kind of friendship because I have only reached that heightened friendship with someone else in the villa. But with her, it was just like we relate as Black women so much. And I just admire her. She's just so effortless. Like she just goes with the flow. And like she is also I don't know, like God speaks to her and like it's like she's speaking through me, you know? So it's cute. I like it. And then yeah, Deb and Maddie had just met the other day and they're cute. So yeah.
Why do you think that when it comes to Love Island America, there's not many successful couples? There's not many successful couples as opposed to Love Island UK.
Honestly, I think there's a lot of pressure on a lot of couples from the public.
Right.
That are still trying to figure out who they are as individuals and who they are together outside of the villa. And I think that could play a huge part and role into why some of them are not together to this day.
I think America's a bigger country, maybe distance. I don't know. But if you like somebody, what's the distance?
Yeah, and I believe I've done long distance before. I mean, you can make it work if you really wanted to,
right?
Honestly, but I think all of us, realistically speaking, are getting on a reality show because we want to be in the public eye. But then it's like how you maneuver with your partner and like see if they're really down for you is the hardest part of like the whole entire experience because you don't know if they're playing you. You don't know if they're using you as leverage because of you being like loved so much, and it only lasts like a short amount of time. So it's a scary experience, honestly.
What is your mental health background?
I am a psychiatric nurse.
Wow.
I know my background. I worked in like the state hospital. I also worked in private hospitals that do like 5150s, 5250s, just even eating disorder programs that I've worked in. I've been in the field for almost 10 years. And my mom has her master's in nursing and she's been in the field for almost over 20 years. So she's the one that educated me and like led me down that path because most of my family's in the medical field. I was like, oh, I'm never going to do that. They're like, as long as you have a plan B. So my plan B was going to be schooling and then plan A is entertainment industry. So plan B, president of my nursing program, and then now entertainment, Love Island and All Star Shore. So yeah, right now it's mental health. For the state, though, it's like you're working with people that are not guilty by reason of insanity or they're incompetent to stand trial. So these are patients that were not knowledgeable or they were under some kind of like drugs or have multiple diagnoses when they committed crimes and they have to stay with us long term. So
interesting.
Yeah.
I've worked in psychiatric hospitals and it is a lot.
Oh my God.
That shit is intense.
Yes.
Like I even did it abroad in different countries. And when I was working in Sri Lanka, some of the doctors were like, some of these patients there were even doctors themselves. They just lost it.
And we had a psychiatrist that lost it too. He shaved his eyebrows, his whole head, his beard. And like his background is insane. He's been in the field for over 30 years as a psychiatrist. Yeah. People lose their shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They lose. It's just, especially like people who like nurses, doctors. So I don't know how you've done it for so long.
Yeah.
For 10 years. And like, I know your family's in the medical, like my family as well. So there's a lot of doctors.
Yes.
But not psychiatry. They're like surgeons.
Yeah. Wow.
And so I know, right? And so, you know, I didn't expect to do YouTube properly. Like I was just a hobby. I was going into psychiatry.
Right.
But then I obviously prefer this than psychiatry because we don't get paid well in the UK.
Yes.
I don't know how it is here, but
you said you don't get paid well? I'm surprised.
It is so bad.
More abroad, no?
Doctors don't get paid well.
Wow, okay.
At all. And then B, it's just the experiences that I've had with patients is too much. So hats off to you for doing it for 10 years.
It's an overload. Yeah, I started off as a mental health worker while I was going through school. And then I graduated 2018 and then the rest is history. But it was a lot for me too. I didn't seek any help and stuff, but I took a lot of mental breaks
Right.
because the patients can literally also drive you insane sometimes.
Do you have any like horrific experiences that come to mind?
Yeah, I think the most, I said this in another podcast like a while ago, but during nursing school, we went to another state hospital for training, and a lot of the staff had to go for their lunch. So we were in the nursing, like, the nursing room. And one of the nurses that stayed behind that was kind of like telling us what to do and like, do a lot of charting and stuff, so that she was going to make rounds, because we have to make rounds on patients every 15 minutes. So that way they're not a danger to themselves or danger to others. This woman, though, respectfully, like, even though these people have mental health diagnoses, like, or issues, you have to treat them as a human and like respect them, because we didn't see that as a whole class individual. So she was making her rounds, and the next thing you know, you just hear screaming down the hallway, pregnant woman, 7 months. We all run over there. We pull our alarms, because we have to walk with alarms in the state hospital. So that way the police can get alerted, and everyone comes into the unit. They lock the doors, lock the bedrooms. The patients that are aggressive, we have to restrain them and then give them an IM, so which is like Haldol, Ativan, Benadryl, in order for them to sleep. But this patient took a shank from the toilet, and that shank was missing for days, and we couldn't find it. So that means that we are liable for not finding the shank, and he used that to hurt the woman that he was fixated on for quite some time. So he used that and lacerated her wrists and her thumb, and then tried to do her neck. And we walk into the scene, it's just blood on the hallway. I felt like we were in a horror movie. And we didn't go back to school for 2 weeks because everyone was very, very ill from that experience. And that's not even the half of it, because sometimes during orientation, they will tell us to don't make friends with your patients. Even though they have a mental illness, does not mean that they're not smart. They know how to manipulate, they're schizophrenic, whatever diagnosis that they have. So there was a time a nurse dated a patient, and she helped him escape from the facility and decapitated her head and left it in the state hospital at the front. So they always tell us, never become friends with your patients and never give them the keys to escape. Less than a week later, her head was in the front of the hospital. Yeah. Wow. So that's what they scare us with. But then other things still happen. Yeah. So I've been through a lot of experiences. Yeah. Was that a lot? I know I talk a lot.
No, I love it.
Okay.
No. I love your stories when it comes to psychiatry.
Thank you.
And I can listen to that shit all day.
Yeah.
That's more interesting to me than Love Island gossip. Yeah. In my opinion.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I
hope you like me now.
Yes. You must have been nervous.
I was so nervous.
Really?
My palms were sweaty. I was like, yeah, holy shit, I hope this is gonna be okay.
Dang, you thought I was gonna grill you or something. No, for me it's I review it and I'm in the moment with it, but it's I don't have I don't have those ill will feelings towards people. I don't feel like you might be a mean person in real life because you are mean to her.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's very contextualized to what you two are going through. I can't apply it to who you are as a person because I don't know you. Mm-hmm. I have to make my mind upon you on face value only. Mm-hmm. I can't do it on a TV show because I know how these shows are edited.
Yeah.
So in that moment, you might have been the villain, or you might be the one that I didn't stand or like. And of course, I'm going to say it with my chest, but that can't be my full opinion of you. Okay. And that is what people should think. Mm-hmm. That's just not how it should be. So,
yeah, of course. And I love that. Thank you.
I never thought of you of anything less.
I was the villain. Play it again. I'm just kidding.
I mean, you played a good villain though.
Thank you.
I feel like I would love it.
I'm making you click on the next episode, so it's fine. I'm just kidding.
I think a villain is a good, and you went far in the competition as well. Yeah. And do you still talk to Jeremy?
Jeremy once in a blue moon. I was in New York, but he couldn't hang out the other day. But yeah,
he was not a favorite on that show.
And I watched him. I could see why people did not like him, but he was so funny. In the villa, he came up with most of the slang and the jokes that would happen. He was a goofy guy, very confused but goofy.
Very confused.
Honestly, I loved my cast though. Everyone just played a whole part of my life.
Who won your season again?
Huh?
Who won your season again?
Olivia and Corey.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then Will and
Kira.
And then
And then Bailey and Jeremy.
Yeah. And none of them are together.
No, Will and Kira are together.
Really?
Yeah.
They got back together.
They got back together. They're living with each other right now.
Wild. Are they in LA?
Huh?
Are they in LA?
Yes,
or-
they're in LA.
Damn.
Yeah.
A lot of the islanders are based in LA.
Yes, I think Shannon and Josh are like the ones in Miami. Then.
Right.
But those are the only 2 couples for my season that are still together.
Right.
So yeah.
That was a lot when he had to leave and he found out about his family passing.
Heartbreaking. Because that's like, I don't know, that's the last thing that you want to expect when you're being called out of a villa or called out for a conversation is that one of your loved ones passed away. But I just commend them so much. Like they have been through hell and back, and I just love that they have each other as like companions and like they can confide in each other. And I think it just made them a really strong couple, like how they show us today.
Right.
Yeah. I love Josh and Shannon.
And I love you, Trina.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Of course.
I really appreciate it. Can I get a high five?
Yes. High five.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Guys, go check out Trina's socials, her Instagram. She's on TikTok as well, right?
Yeah, barely, but yeah.
Barely,
I
not
need
barely.
to keep up
It's
with my
too much.
Instagram and my social media.
It's too much.
It's a lot. I'm like, damn, I don't feel like posting today. I'm
Yeah.
like, I wait a whole month. But yes, Trina Baby is my @name, and then TikTok is Trina Drake.
Yeah, go check her out, guys. Follow her on her socials.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel. Click that button.
Yes.
And comment down below if you want any more American Islanders for me to interview, because I feel like it's just a room to explore.
Yes.
Not just Justine and Zeta, but I obviously want to interview other Islanders as well. Like I feel like everybody has stories to tell, and
Yeah.
like Love Island US is becoming a favorite of mine slowly.
Mhm.
But anyways,
You said slowly.
slowly, child, slowly.
Slowly but
it's getting.
surely.
I don't get it. But before I end this, but I don't get it because it's like American reality TV is so good. I love Housewives. I
Right.
love that shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know why the drama is not there with Love Island USA. Like I don't know what it is.
Because it was CBS, I believe.
Right.
Yeah, so everything's like, no, there's times I was like doing confessionals. I'm like, I want to cuss this mother freaking camera
Right.
off, but I can't because it's PG rated.
Right.
But then the fact that season 4 was on Peacock, I'm like, I love that everyone can be the bad bitches that they know that they are instead of like holding back.
Because there's so much potential with Love Island
Oh,
USA.
yes. Oh, yeah.
It can be
So much.
huge.
Yes. And I think
So-
it's going to like continue to sprout though.
I think
If it's going to stay on Peacock.
I think it's getting bigger.
Yes. Are you watching Vanderpump Rules?
Oh my
Oh
good
my
lord.
God. Did you watch
Yes.
the Super Bowl yesterday?
I didn't watch it though.
Okay, I'm not.
But I saw
gonna spoil it.
clips. I saw clips and everything. It was rated really high as well.
I know. I think it's like almost like the #1 streamed like.
And they broke
reality
up,
show.
Scandival and Raquel.
Huh?
They broke up, Raquel and
You want to know like fun fact?
yeah.
I know Raquel. Yeah, I did Miss California USA with her,
Wow.
and like a lot of me and like my pageant sisters that I'm close with right now. We're not surprised with what's happening.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like she saved the show though with her behavior. She if it wasn't for that scandal, the show would not be where it is right now. Like it's the highest rated show on Bravo.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about it. I checked the ratings for these
Yeah.
shows. I'm that weird.
It just sucks though because like it's based off of like Ariana's
Yeah.
drama that there's so like many
Sucks.
streams, you know. But I think Ariana is like literally thriving right now.
Killing it.
Her like comeback is just like 10 out of 10.
Killing it.
Yes, I love it. Raquel, I think she just needs a lot of soul searching.
Not soul searching, child.
Soul searching. A lot of like she seeks validation from men. I've been there before, like I said, but it wasn't to that extreme.
But I can see her doing a redemption. I see her
You
getting
see a
that.
redemption arc with her?
Because I feel like everybody on that show has slept with each other.
Huh?
Or like has messed with
Oh, everyone's like
relationships.
Eskimo sisters. They probably don't even know that they're Eskimo.
Right. And they've cheated on relationships. They've been like the mistress.
But this is hard because it's like you're sleeping with like someone's like best friend.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But I feel like in a couple of years,
It's gonna like calm down.
people will like her again. Like I just feel like right now, I don't know. I feel like she's going through a lot. All of them. Ariana, Raquel.
Yes. Mhm.
And Raquel messed up. It's a lot. So
Much. Yeah, we'll talk about that off screen. off
Right.
camera.
it's a good show. But anyways, guys, follow Trina, subscribe. Which
Yes.
camera am I looking at? The main one.
That's the main one.
This one, right? No, this. There we go, baby. Subscribe channel, guys. Click that button, and I'll catch you guys soon for another interview.
Yes, bye guys. Thanks for listening.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Wrapped.
Period.
Period.